What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Anthony Sain Show. This is, of course, Anthony Sain. Joined with my producer, man, my guy, Kenny Stubblefield. What's going on, brother?
My brother, you good?
Yeah, I'm good, man. A lot going on out here in the world. The weather is hot as hell outside.
Hot as hell outside.
Yeah,
we had a little break yesterday. It was nice yesterday, and then today is smoking hot.
Yeah, it's boiling in here for sure, man. For sure. A lot of stuff going on. In the world of sports. A lot of stuff going on with our Memphis Grizzlies, Kenny Stubblefield. This is a historical day today, Kenny Stubblefield. We had our first ever player. Yeah, we had our first current athlete ever on the show about a year ago. When my guy Knight Pickering from 901 FC came on and joined us. And then we had people like Brevin Knight. We've had coaches. We had Lana Hollins, of course, came on the show. That's definitely a name we all remember. We had who else did we have here recently? Elliot Perry was on the show. All these type of people. These are all.
Let's not forget Elliot Perry.
Yeah, this is all historical stuff, right? But Kenny Stubblefield, for the first time ever today on the Anthony Sain Show, a current Memphis Grizzlies player. You know what? I still can't even say that because technically he's not a member of the Memphis Grizzlies, right?
I mean, the contract's been signed, right?
No. We own the rights to him. His contract has not been signed.
Oh,
anyway,
okay. Right.
Second round pick of your Memphis Grizzlies, man. One of the greatest sharpshooters in the history of Memphis Grizzlies history already. Jaylen Wells joins us on the Anthony Sain Show today. Him, and not just him, Kenny Stubblefield, another historical moment for the Anthony Sain Show. Not only do we have Jaylen Wells on the show today, sir, we also have his family will be on the show with us today. His father, his mother, and his little cousin, I believe you said, right? Yeah,
I think is his cousin or niece?
It's his.
I think it's his niece.
I don't know.
I think it's his little baby
we'll
niece.
We'll find out between now and then when they come on. Yeah, we'll find out for sure. But yeah, man, it's gonna be a great show today. Like I said, also, of course, every Wednesday, my man Parish Sharkey joins us for the sit down with Sain. Parish, we got a lot to talk about, brother. And we're going to get to you very soon. But, Kenny, since the last time we talked, the Memphis Grizzlies made a decision over the weekend not to opt in on the contract of Luke Kennard. Luke Kennard, of course, a veteran shooting guard for the Memphis Grizzlies, arguably one of the best shooters in the entire NBA.
Right.
One of those guys who often gets criticized for his game not adjusting to the situation, right? Like if it's like this particular Memphis Grizzlies team we had last year was shorthanded the entire season, and Luke was still just kind of Luke, right? You know what I mean? Getting off.
Could have used a little more Luke. I'll say that.
More Luke, we probably would have been all right. But yeah. But the Grizzlies decided to not opt in on the final year of his contract and instead opt out, making him a free agent, thus putting the Grizzlies below the NBA tax line for teams that are over the cap, and then opening up the mid-level exception for the Memphis Grizzlies. And it appears that the Memphis Grizzlies are prepared to offer Luke Kennard that same mid-level contract back. And for those of you who ask, okay, so why didn't they just opt in? It's a couple of reasons. If you opt out, you can extend them to a longer deal, smaller deal that can get you under the tax, get your MLE back, but you're still not in the tax because you can go cheaper than MLE, put a little bit less than MLE gets you under the tax, whatever, the luxury tax. But
clear this up for me, and what are the implications of if the Grizzlies had opted in on Luke Kennard's contract? What were some of the implications of like being in that apron, that tax apron? Because it's not just that they're in the tax apron, they got to pay more money. There's like actual legit, like real, like implications regarding draft picks and things like that.
That's for the second apron.
Okay.
We're not near that one. That's for people like the Clippers teams that are like severely over the tax. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Those type of people. The first apron isn't as bad, I don't think. I also just don't know all the total details what the first apron does. For sure. Like I said, but Luke Kennard, we're in day 3 of free agency. Yeah, we're in day 3 of free agency right now. The Luke Kennard question, right? This has been a constant debate, online, offline. You know, what do you do with Luke Kennard, right? And let me start off with this.
Grizz Twitter is going crazy.
Going crazy. Here's the thing, and I'm gonna give 2 cases. I'm gonna give a case for and a case against Luke Kennard, right?
Okay.
We're gonna start out with the case against Luke Kennard. All right, you have 48 minutes at each position in the NBA, right? It's a 48-minute game. You got 5 people on the court. So those 5 positions are each 48 minutes apiece. Each one of those guys is playing 48 minutes, right?
Right.
So if you just if Desmond Bane is your starter, and let's say the baseline, let's say he's a 30-minute per game player, or 32-minute, whatever. So that means that if he plays 30 minutes, there's only 18 minutes left for your second guy. And if he's playing 32, that means there's 16 minutes left for not just your second guy, but your reserves, your guys who are not your starters.
Right.
If those 48 minutes is shooting guard, which is the position that Luke Kennard plays, because he can't play up at the 1. You can kind of squeeze him in at the 3, depending on what the lineup's looking like. Depends what the lineup's looking like. But if Desmond Bane's your starter and your reserve can only play one position, that means that guy is probably going to be a 16 to 18 minute per game guy in Luke Kennard.
At the most, at the absolute most.
Because if Desmond Bane's not at the 2, you've got Kennard at the 2. So for Kennard to play, Bane has to sit. But the thing about Desmond Bane is you can slide him over. He's a little bit more versatile because you can slide him over, and then he's the 3. So he can play he can get his 32 minutes at the shooting guard or at the wing. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So, but a guy like Luke Kennard, he doesn't really have that option. It didn't particularly work that way. Then you also have a guy in Marcus Smart, who's a shooting guard as well. So some of those 18 minutes might go to Marcus Smart, or Marcus Smart can play another position as well. But I said all that basically just to say I can see scenarios because you also have a guy named Vince Williams who can also play that position, right? And you have a guy like who named G.G. Jackson who he can't play those shooting guard minutes, but those small forward minutes he can. So he might get into some of that pieces of the pie that have to be shared, right, of those non-starter minutes. And I said all that to say that I can paint several scenarios where Luke Kennard is not even in my rotation, Kenny Stubblefield. I'm talking about regular season games. If I wanted to, if I was a coach in the Memphis Grizzlies, I could create rotations that include Marcus Smart, Desmond Bane, Vince Williams Jr. as my 3 guard, like those guys. And Luke Kennard isn't playing at all. I can, if the coach tasked me to do that, I could definitely do that and have a nice rotation of guys that I think they can do a lot of stuff.
To be honest with you, it sounds like the Grizzlies feel the same way.
But here's that. I could see that being. I could create roster situations where you don't play a Luke Kennard. Number 2, yes, he's a shooter, but if he's not on the court and he's not a guy that you want to have on the court over other guys, it's just like he's not on the team because he's got to be able to actually be in the game.
Right.
Number 3, as far as cases against Luke Kennard, if I'm now a mid-level exception team, right? I don't have to just sign you, right? I've got that. That's open up for me to sign the entire list of free agents. And I see guys out there they might not can do what you do as good as you can do. But if you're shooting 43%, they're shooting about 39. You know, I'll take that. If a guy makes 4 out of 10 or 4.2 out of 10.
And what's their defense look like?
Better defenders, better playmakers.
Okay. Can they play make? Can they are they more versatile? Can they play different positions possibly?
It's a couple guys out there I think the Grizzlies could get for that mid-level exception. Because, like I said, with these aprons, it makes it harder to do anything.
Right.
So a lot of guys who teams were sign that guy to the full mid-level exception. Teams are even trying to shave off the mid-level exception. They're not even giving you the full of that anymore. It's like they're setting the tone like, okay, one dude has really got paid from another team that, with his team, and that was Paul George, of course.
Right.
A lot of these contracts, these bigger contracts, are teams keeping their own dudes. So it's a little harder to do what you want to do. So like I said, you have options now. So that's a case I have against Luke Kennard. You might want to use one of those options. Now the case for Luke Kennard, Kenny Stubblefield. It is one thing it starts with the letter C that I think you have to start off with Luke Kennard. And that's continuity. I think the fact that he's been around these guys for a while, I think that matters. I think that's a currency, right? I think that it should have some type of equity for who he is and what he does. Continuity, chemistry, those type of things, right? I think those things matter. I also think that if you bring him back, you get to see something you haven't seen And that's whatever this version of this team is. What I basically said is we don't know what these guys are going to be. I mean, we haven't seen this version of the team. And that's even take Zach Edey away from it, right? That that's a new starter you're going to have, a new rotation player you're going to have. Take him totally out of the equation. The guys that are left over, we haven't even seen this shit. We haven't seen G.G. Jackson, Vince Williams, Marcus Smart, Luke Kennard. We haven't seen all of them on the same team. We don't even know what that looks like. And I'm the type of guy where you get out of the tax apron, you bring your guy back who you know is an elite level shooter, if nothing else. You can find ways to get him minutes. And there's going to be games where Vince Williams looks like a guy who was supposed to get picked where he was. There's going to be games where G.G. Jackson looks 19. You know what I'm saying? So it may be games where that guy's cooking. You can make things happen with him. And like I talked about the whole luxury tax thing, right? The fact that you're looks like you're preparing to get out of that type of situation, it allows you freedom at the trade deadline that every team won't have, that you can kind of move a little different because you're a non-taxpayer. So it keeps your options there. And I think this Grizzlies team, as constructive, they don't do anything else. I think they're a pretty good team, Ken. I think they'll be a top 4 seed in the West.
If I may say this, that second point that you made could almost be used on the against as well.
Which one is it?
The one where you said that you talked about we haven't seen this team in its full construction the way that they're playing right. Like we haven't seen Luke with Vince and Gigi and all that kind of stuff. That could almost be used against him in terms of bringing him back because we know what Luke is. Like we know what Luke does. He did it when they were second in the West. He did it when they were 19-50 or whatever their record was. Like he's the same player every single time. You know what you're going to get. We know we have really good inkling that Vince Williams and G.G. Jackson are going to be able to fulfill that up to another level. So I almost think, yes, you could use that in the case for Luke, but you could also go, listen, man, like this could go against you as well because we've already seen you. Like when they were second in the West, we've seen you. You know what I'm saying? So anyway,
good point.
Interesting.
Well, I'm going to talk about that with Parish, amongst other things. But it's going to be interesting to see how that goes down, man, because it could be one of them finesse situations where the Grizzlies, Luke, let's talk let's talk turkey out here. Let's make this happen. And then the whole time they can come in and swoop in on them. I don't think that's what they're going to do. I think they're going to let the market dry up a little bit more to just show him, okay, bro, we're not giving you more than so-and-so got paid. Because the thing is, there's not much wiggle room anyway. I want to say the MLE is like 12.5.
Right.
And I think if you get guys who take like a Gary Trent Jr. goes for $8 million a year, what ground is Luke Kennard standing on? That's another thing too, man. Like I talked about continuity. You look, a lot of people throwing Gary Trent Jr. out, right? Or people throwing Malik Beasley out, who's sleeping with Scottie Pippen Jr.'s mom. You know what I mean? Like we can't make that move, right? But you throw out Gary Trent Jr. Like, what if he's not a cultural fit? You know what I mean? What if it's because these guys they can go back to the team they're on for a cheap deal too. And the team they're on ain't keeping them. So it just makes you think. It just makes you think, man. But it's a lot of options, I think, for Luke Kennard. We'll see how that whole thing plays out. But we'll talk about that and more with my boy Parish Sharkey. Don't forget, later on in the show, Jaylen Wells and family will join us. Our first ever NBA current Grizzly player interview, Kenny Sofield. I'm excited for it, and I'm sure you are as well. But we'll be back in a minute with more of the Anthony Sain Show. We'll see you guys in a minute.
I think people knew, at least towards the end of the year, and he mentioned his mom being sick and battling throat cancer, I think it was, and different things, but like he really opened up about it. I don't know that anybody knew about his mom having a stroke mid-season, leaves a shoot around, goes home to find his mom on the floor, and then had to basically leave her to still go coach a game.
It's crazy.
Like I can't, it puts things into perspective. It's just like, some things are more important than basketball. And so, yeah, to your point of him being distracted or focused on taking care of or the health of his mother, like totally understandable. So no wonder a part of him probably feels personally attacked. I think if that had been out, and I'm not saying he should have put that out, like totally,
no,
it's family,
absolutely not.
Privacy, whatever. I'm just saying, had it been out and people known that, I think he would have been given a lot more slack for what had occurred during the season.
Tune in to Tigers Untapped with TJ Willis and Trey Lasley every Wednesday at 3 p.m. on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
And it's the reason why I believe that they just went positional need. They went team need with Zach Edey. And it ended up being controversial, but only because it was the 9th pick. If they would have made that pick at 14 and traded back and took Edey, it would not be controversial. But it's controversial because you took it at 9. And it's only controversial because nobody mocked it there, and that's all we look at is mock drafts. But they went positional need. They needed a center. They loved Edey. They got Edey at 9. They just took him. It was just sometimes it's just as simple as that. Yeah. So, but what that allows them to, I think it's a vote of confidence in Brandon Clark too.
Yeah. Tune into the $2 Sports Show with Rusty Witten and Drew Gann every Friday at 3 p.m. only on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
All right, y'all. Welcome back to the Anthony Sain Show. It's time for the sit down with Sain, man, with my guy Parish Sharkey. He, of course, is the beat writer for Bluff City Media, and Parish Sharkey joins us now. My bad, brother. Looking at my phone. What's going on with your Parish? You good, bro?
Yeah, all good on my end. Apparently, it's not good in Grizz Theory though, but on my end, I'm fine.
Man, your folks is out there really tripping, bro. Really tripping for sure, Parish Sharkey. A lot of stuff going on. We were talking about the whole Luke Kennard situation, cases for him, cases against him. I'm really good with it either way. If the Grizzlies part ways with Luke Kennard and go in another direction for the MLE, I'm down for that. And if they bring him back, hey, I'm cool with that too. You know what I mean? I think if anything, he's an elite level shooter. How can you turn that down if you can find a way to get him minutes on the court? Where are you at with the whole Luke Kennard thing, and how do you think this thing ultimately ends up, and how long will it take?
I think I'm around the same. I think I saw a lot of I ain't gonna say it's about split. I saw like a split backlash on them not exercising the option and split on, letting him hit free agency, right? So really, on my opinion, it's like I'm looking at other people that's available. Gary Trent Jr., that's one of the players who I've always wanted the Grizzlies to trade for. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I'll be fine if they were to say, hey, let's go after him instead of bringing Luke back. I'm also fine with just bringing Luke back, right? Because I think you mentioned earlier about continuity. That matters a lot, especially for this team who they haven't played together. It's right out of the court. The actual other pieces getting fit in, like Vince and Gigi haven't played with Ja and Jaren that long, or heck, Marcus Smart hasn't even played with Ja, Jaren, and Desmond Bain as often. But you have Luke who could provide a little bit more continuity. So if they bring him back, fine. If they don't, long as they actually replace, let's say this, they don't bring him back, they better replace him with Gary Trent Jr. or someone along those lines.
Yeah.
At that point, then that's when we're looking at doing with the side out for real.
Right, for sure. Gary Trent Jr., of course, dynamic combo guard, can play the one, play a little bit of the two. His best year is probably where at Portland. You'd agree? He was better at Portland than he was at Toronto. Shot the ball really well this last year. When I want to say he shot like 39%, something like that. Like I said, if they get somebody like him, I'd be down for it. But if not, I'm cool with that too. Another report came out. Tell me that you knew that Kelly Iko, who writes for The Athletic, that the Memphis Grizzlies are part of his beat. You knew that?
Not at all. That was the guy who had broke something earlier this year about the Grizzlies, wasn't it?
Yeah. And you kind of heard his name and stuff a few times, but I didn't know that we are one of his teams. I don't know if that's always been the case either, because I know he covers, I think it's us, Houston, and Dallas are his teams for The Athletic or something like that. Because I remember when The Athletic kind of shut the team thing down, then they brought it back where guys kind of had only covered a few teams, but anyway, report from him came out saying that Daniel Theiss, longtime NBA veteran, I did not know he played this many minutes per game like he did for the Clippers. I want to say he played like 20 minutes. He was playing like 20 minutes a game for the Clippers last season. I thought he was some guy buried on somebody's bench. I definitely know he played that somewhere between 17 and 20. Just can't remember. But he reported that listed Memphis amongst the teams that had interest in Daniel Theiss in free agency. What are your thoughts on someone like him possibly being added to the team? Because we all pretty much know that Zach Edey is going to be the starting center. And we know the guys like Jaren, even though he's more of a 2-4, he'll get some minutes at the 5. Brandon Clark is able to play that as well. How would you look about a guy like Daniel Theiss, who basically, like I said, played a lot more minutes for the Clippers and people probably thought. Do you think he could possibly be a fit here? And could that possibly mean someone else on the roster that's in that big man rotation being headed out the door?
I think we can use. I'm fine when we bring him on, especially he'll be the fifth big in this case, or the player you might be mentioning going out would be Santi Aldama. But I think if we bring Jaylen Theiss, I think Santi would be part of the 4 big man rotation, right? I think it'd be him, Brandon play with Jaren, Santi will play with Edie sometimes. Yeah, they'll just kind of rearrange like that, and Jaylen Theiss would be the 5th big. But to your point, there could be potential for him to be traded as well. It's really don't know what the Grizzlies trying to do right now. But I think with contract wise, it's feeling like this is a trade deadline that they couldn't find no suitors for Zaire and John Conchard, right? Really, Santi is the trade chip that they probably would have to use. I think he's going to his last year of his deal.
Yeah.
It doesn't sound like I've heard any rumblings about them extending the contract. So if they're not going to extend him, that means he's a potential trade target. So
yeah.
But going back to Jaylen Theiss, I think he fits. I mean, he can shoot. He had developed a jumper while he's with the Celtics, so he can shoot a little bit. He can space it out. I did. He was on the 6'8", but he does. From what I saw when I'm playing with the Celtics, even his little stints I saw him with the Clippers, I'm like, he's a solid rebounder. He's a solid backup, period. So I'm not really too hell bent about like, hey, Jaylen Theiss, who was that? Like, yeah, we all know who he is. He's a solid player.
Right. Yeah, long-time NBA vet for sure. It'll be interesting to see how the whole thing plays out. And if you would want that role to come on our team and play that role. Big news. Funny the things that become big news here with the Grizzlies. But the Summer League starts next Monday, July the 8th. Got big news the other day, man, that our man, Zach Edey, the man in the middle, 7'5", monster of a man, Zach Edey, that he will be participating in the Summer League. I guess it's basically by default. I don't think he ever said, yes, I'm participating in the Summer League officially. But the dilemma was, will he be playing for Team Canada? He said he would not be playing in any Team Canada events. He would not be trying to make that team, and he's focusing on the Memphis Grizzlies. So, of course, we assume he'll be playing in the Summer League. With that bit of information, Parish Sharkey, what are your thoughts on Zach Edey playing, and what should we expect to see when he laces him up?
I'm expecting a repeat of it was Ja's rookie year, but he didn't play when Brandon Clark led us to the championship. I'm expecting some league championship. I saw Scottie Pippen Jr. gonna be playing G.G. Jackson, as Zach Edey. They got pressure on them. They got to win pretty much. But I'm expecting to see Zach Edey essentially dominate Summer League. I mean, he dominated in college for the last 2 years at least, and he played all 4 years. So he's an older rookie coming in. So I expect him to really show why he was drafted in the top 10. Yeah. Hopefully win some of the Grizzlies fans who are not enthused about the pick. Hopefully win them over some and just show what he's been doing in college, really. I don't really see no hopefully I just hope I don't see him struggling in Summer League specifically. If he does, then we do have something to worry about, but I don't see it happening.
You mentioned Zach Edey, right? And you also mentioned G.G. Jackson. G.G., of course, his second year, going into his second year in the league, still 19 years of age. When you think about it, I was talking to Cam Rose about this from who I used to do the Outsiders podcast with. And he was talking about how it's like, man, you have people having real debates about whether G.G. should participate in the Summer League. He's like, dude, to say that a 19-year-old kid doesn't need to go to the Summer League, that's something that's reserved for LeBron James of the world. Because how many guys have we seen have had good to decent to good rookie campaigns that you see them back playing in the Summer League? Now, G.G. had a very good year as a rookie, but he only played a handful of games.
Yeah.
He said, man, we're really talking about as a 19-year-old good. Like, does he need to go to the Summer League? Right. Bro, yes, you do. Like, exactly. You know what I mean? Right. So, yeah, when you think about the whole thing, right? Like, you look at FIBA last year had, like, their regular team, and then you're sending the Avengers, whatever this year, right, to avenge the FIBA team. The Grizzlies sent out they call it the Avengers for real for this one. They really called them out because this Summer League team looks good as hell, dog. Like it's Edey at the 5, G.G. Jackson at the 4.
I about to say I hope they don't start Trey Jemison and Edey together.
Bro, I be so ready to fight, bro. Bro.
I hope they don't do that.
I got another point about that too. Who did they say? Scott Pippen Jr., Cam Spencer, Jaylen Wells, G.G. Jackson, and Edey. That'll be nasty. Edey. But they're gonna have Trey Jemison started. Oh man, I cut that mess off. We get to see Jake LaRavia, a summer league veteran, and showing some old Jake replays.
Nah, then you got the Memphis Tiger fan. You got the Memphis Tiger fans with DJ Jeffries
coming
in.
Yeah. DJ Jeffries, man, gonna be on the Grizzlies summer league team. Yeah, we're gonna come back to that. But you know what I just thought about too? It'll be interesting to see, man. What's the biggest story, the Grizzlies' biggest story this summer that the draft came in and just pushed it out the way? Something that people have been talking about the whole time.
That's the biggest story this summer that the draft just pushed out the way.
Maybe not biggest, but it's probably way more important than this shit we be talking about. The assistant coaches, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there's been the word that, there's several assistant coaches about to be replaced. For the summer league, who typically coaches that team?
One of the assistants.
Well, we'll see if somebody still got their job.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you can't. I mean, I'm assuming Anthony Carter still.
We'll see.
But we ain't know, though.
There's a chance we'll find out if Anthony Carter is still employed by the Memphis Grizzlies or whoever. Hey, I assume whoever coaches the summer league made the cut, right? Or did they just tell them all, y'all? So that's gonna start think pieces, right? Like, I saw the Scooney Penn was coaching the summer league team. Does that mean everybody in the pecking order ahead of him was fired, or what? You know what I mean? Yeah. So that'll be interesting. That'll be interesting to see. Yeah, to see who's gonna be available on the sideline for the summer league team. Also, with the Grizzlies, you talked about Santi Aldama, right? And the question is, if Santi's back next year, what are your thoughts? And how likely do you think it is that he'll be moved?
I'm fine with him being back. Like I said last year. So like you and Kenny talked about earlier with Luke, when y'all was talking about he was the same player when they were 2 seed. He was the same player when they were 27 or wherever. They had 20-something wins and wherever they ended in 27-55, I think was their record. He was the same player doing that. Santi was saying he was the same player in the 2 seed year. He was the same player when they 27-55. So one thing there, Luka and Santi are going to be the same player regardless. They are rotation players. They come off the bench. They're going to be inconsistent. They're going to have some nights where Luka hit 10 threes, but he's going to have another night where he only hit 1 3. Santi's going to have one night where he can drop 25 points. He's going to have another night where he only score 3 and shoot 1 for 10, right? That's just how role players go. That's what he is. So if he's back, I'm fine. I just think once you get to playoff time, do you trust a Ricky and Zach Edey? Hopefully you can. Do you trust Santi? Certain matchups, he didn't match up well against the Lakers. Maybe he matches up well against another team. We wouldn't know to that point. As for trade-wise, like I said, I think he's the most likely. If the Grizzlies are serious about truly cutting salary costs or whatever, if they're just not able to get no takers for Zaire and John Conchar, Santi is next. He's the one who can provide, who teams will take on, right? That you probably won't have to attach a pick to. You probably should just trade him straight up for either a pick or someone else. So Santi is next up in the picking order, but they would need, if they don't get the chance to sign the big man, he'd have to be traded for another big man. So I see a bunch of Brooklyn type of trades to get Day'Ron Sharp. They have to be something like that where you can't just trade. You just can't just. I wouldn't be comfortable with them just trading Santi just to trade him, because I think you should be able to replace his production. He had some production, ain't like he just trash. He had some production out here, so you got to be. You can't just trade him. Just be like, all right, we're gonna roll forward with Jack LaRavia at the 4.
Well, we did that.
He did well last year.
We did that pretty much with Grayson Allen, though. We traded him for a couple of second round picks.
But we already knew we had we already knew Desmond Bain, DeAnthony Melton. Yeah. So we already knew who is if you do that with Santi, let's say they have trust in Jake LaRavia, who did show something in the last season.
Well, it might be. I think GG Jackson gonna play a lot of minutes.
Maybe GG at 4.
I think GG gonna play a lot of minutes at 4. Yeah.
But even then, you definitely need to get another wing. So it's either way, you're going to be pulling from somewhere. You're going to have to replace the production at some position on the roster.
The last time we did a show, it was literally during day 2 of the draft. We didn't get to the Cam Spencer pick at all. What are your thoughts about Cam Spencer? Of course, national champion player for UConn, guy gritty, 3-point shooter, tough as nails guy, got a little crazy side. Got an immediate nickname when I big up to him on Twitter the other day. Somebody said we're gonna call him Spicy White. Is the day we call it.
Spicy White.
And if you are a connoisseur of Popeye's chicken, you've ordered two-piece spicy white. So everybody knows where that comes from. So what are your thoughts on Cam Spencer taking in the second round as well for the Memphis Grizzlies?
And two-time champion, kind of like Zach Edey had a productive college career. Like I said, two-time champ.
Older
also,
guy.
like I said, the toughness, older guy, the toughness can shoot. The Grizzlies got shooters. He got a taller shooter in Jaylen Wells. He's shorter, but he can shoot. And Cam Spencer. Also, there's a feisty player like Jose Alvarado, TJ McConnell's, those type of players. You need those type of guys on your team.
Look at you taking the cross-cultural comp first, man. Look at you comparing him to one of our black lads. He's black and Hispanic. One of our black Hispanic brothers. Look at you, man. I look at you, man. That's spoken like a true beat writer for sure, man. All right, this is the one that's been very divisive. It ain't divisive yet because I don't think it's official. And I'm gonna tell you my hope for this person. It's Lamar Stevens, right? I hope that in a perfect world, Lamar Stevens gets invited to camp because you can not sign him and then say, "Hey, come to camp, do an exhibit 10 with us." I think you can do an exhibit 10 with unrestricted free agent. But anyway, bring him to camp, and I hope Lamar Stevens proves himself in camp because I really want Lamar Stevens on this team. I don't really know why. I just want him. I don't really have a basketball reason as to why, right? But I'm hoping he can prove. I'm hoping he can prove himself. So, what are your thoughts on Lamar Stevens? Do you think the Grizzlies? Because it looks at this point like they're not going to bring him back. But what are your thoughts on him possibly coming back to this team next year?
I hope it's just it's just the roster. They got. Like I said, I think they're trying. I think they're trying to get rid of some people, but it kind of come down to Zaire is on the last year of his contract. Would you just cut him and eat the contract, right? Right. But does that free up money for you to be able to sign Lamar Stevens? Right. We don't know. So it's just a tough predicament that they're in due to missed draft picks. But I think, in my opinion, I think they will. It feels like they will want him back, but they trying to adjust. They're trying to, we need to get another wing, whether it's Luke or someone else. We also need to get another big. And then let's see if we can bring Lamar Stevens back. But we have to get rid of Zaire or John Conchar. And it looked like teams ain't budging on trying to get one of those two players back in the trade. And I'm probably also just thinking Grizzlies, they probably ain't thinking, let's trade Santi and replace him with Lamar Stevens. Even in my opinion, I like Lamar Stevens, but I wouldn't make this swap either because the Grizzlies still need shooting. Santi can shoot, Lamar Stevens is not shooting. It wouldn't boil down to it. And I think that's what kind of hurts him, even with the Grizzlies back in order, because he doesn't fit the mold what they probably would need or want. But he's such a, like I said, he's a younger veteran, but he's a veteran. Like he's very mature. Think he's somebody that the young guys could look up to and get feedback from. He's just a really good locker room teammate. Yeah.
When you look at the whole Zaire thing you're talking about, right? Like you were saying, like we're trying to move like guys like Zaire. Just to give you guys an example of how bad how bad the Grizzlies have tried to move Zaire Williams, right? Killian Hayes, who was cut by the Canadian national team before he even made the tryouts. Killian Hayes, right? Awful, right? The Grizzlies were trying to make a deal where the Grizzlies said that we had interest in Killian Hayes. They did not have interest in him as a basketball player. Yep. They had interest in his expiring contract, right? So the Grizzlies more likely were offering a second-round pick to Detroit to take Zaire Williams. We'll give you a second-round pick. We'll take Killian Hayes back. We'll cut him in the summertime. That'll free up a spot. That'll free up cap space, right? The Detroit Pistons turned that trade down with the Grizzlies. Did not take I'm sure the Grizzlies didn't offer anything more than a second round pick. The Pistons turned down that deal and then turned around and waived Killian Hayes.
And paid Tobias Harris $26 million a year.
That's how little they cared about. That's how little they cared about Zaire Williams. Like, nah, I'm straight. I'll just waive this dude before I take your second round pick and Zaire Williams. Oh man, crazy stuff for sure. But and then even with John Conchar, right? Like in this summer, you heard trade deals where Xavier Tillman and John Conchar weren't playing games and all these type of things. People, they're resting them, because Boston has an eye on. The Boston Celtics took Xavier Tillman over a white dude named John Conchar. The city of Boston said. That's what the city of Boston wants. They want Xavier Tillman instead, man.
Which the thing of John Conchar is, he's actually fine in his role. It's just his contract is he get paid $6 million.
It's a bad contract.
Yeah, that's the problem. They extension. We look back on it now, like y'all let Milton go and extend the Conchar.
Right. So I'm sure Xavier Tillman is celebrating today. Not only the fact that he got a deal with Boston today, but the fact that Jitty's contract scared Boston away for sure.
Wow.
So yeah, man. And the final one, Parish Sharkey. I was gonna talk NBA stuff today. I'm gonna stick to just the Grizzlies with you, man. The one that I know. If you need to get rid of a player, there's one player that you can waive him because probably actually on the court he's not gonna do too much at all, and that's Derrick Rose. Parish Sharkey, could you have it within yourself to cut Derrick Rose if need be?
Oh man, why you put me on the spot like this?
Bro, it's crazy.
Bro.
And you at least 10 years younger than me, and both of us look like, nah, bro, it's D Rose, bro. I'm not cutting Derrick Rose, man.
Oh man, he just got to be Udonis Haslem for us, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah, y'all just gotta eat that one, bro. I'm sorry, y'all gotta eat that, bro.
You just go out to keep him.
Yeah, bro. Y'all not finna cut D Rose, bro.
We couldn't no Derrick Rose.
It ain't our fault that y'all couldn't move Zaire Williams for Killian Hayes, bro. Like it ain't our fault that Jake LaRavia started acting like he knew how to play basketball the last games of the season.
Yeah, what y'all find with him? We actually it's so funny how to trade stuff. We over here like, hey, Jake fine. We actually he can stay in the back.
Jake made it to the island, man. Come over here with us.
I saw enough there last month to him. I was like, okay,
yeah,
he cool.
Yeah, man. Well, I tell you what, man, we about to take a break, bro. It's gonna be more than Anthony Sain show. The Jaylen Wells family is still to come on the show, man. Y'all come check it out. It's gonna be more of this. We're gonna do the 3-pointer next. We'll talk about the stuff going on out here in the world of sports. We'll see you guys in a minute. Back on Anthony Sain show. See you in a minute.
Is this the biggest year in the history of the Memphis football program?
I think it becomes absolutely not only what they could accomplish this year. When you just look for face value this season, like this is the first time Memphis could ever legitimately compete for a national championship or a college football playoff spot. Right.
I just think like this could be a massive turning point for this program if everything goes to plan and they maybe even exceed expectations. There's never been an opportunity at a national championship. You've never been able to entice players of this caliber from an NIL standpoint. Ryan just got his extension. How does it all look when it comes together? I think that it breeds a very exciting time, but also I think every game is going to be, everybody's just sort of a little bit nervous watching every single game because every single game is going to matter.
Tune in to On the Bluff with Christian Fowler and Gabe Kuhn every Tuesday at 12 p.m. on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
Paul George agreed to contract to the Sixers, 4-year max, $212 million. I think that was the least surprising move of free agency. I think we all. The 76ers going to get, the East with news that Porzingis is going to be missing as much time as he is. Like the East is going to be wide open next year.
Wide open. And they're trying to compete with the Knicks and what they did with Mikal Bridges. And so now everybody's like everybody's trying to catch up to us. Everybody's trying to catch up to the Knicks in the Eastern Conference. So it's a big move for Philly. We'll see. I really think the only thing stopping this team right now is some bum knees with Paul George and Joel Embiid. It's going to be the only thing keeps them out of the playoffs.
As a Sixers fan, it's got to be really strange because you got to love this if you're a Sixers fan. You're getting Paul George, most overqualified 3 there is, but you're also getting maybe if you were ranking the worst knees in the league, you'd put him right up there with Embiid. It's just tough. It's it's a tough trade-off because I think they're going to be better. Arguably, they're going to be better.
Tune in to The Daily Grind with your host, Lute Hatmaker, every Monday through Friday at 7:30 a.m. live on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
All right, y'all. Welcome back to the Anthony Sain show. Time for the 3-pointer, man. Like I said, stick around. Jaylen Wells and family are coming on.
Hey, before we do the 3-pointer, I do need to say one thing. If we're gonna let Luke Kennard go, you got to let me have Daniel Theiss, man. You gotta get my white guy in.
Oh yeah,
man.
he looks like he about our age too, man.
He does. He looks kind of like me a little bit. Little Kevin Love looking
with a palette swap. With the,
we need some continuity, right? You mentioned continuity in the first segment.
Yeah.
We need some continuity.
Yeah, man. Yeah, you gotta do something. No, you got Cam Spencer. What are you talking about? You got the little crazy fiery white dude. That's even bonus.
That's true. I'll take him. Never mind.
He probably gonna be on 2-way though, so you know.
Yeah. Does that mean I got to go to the hustle to see him? Is that
y'all still got Contra ain't going nowhere?
Contra ain't going nowhere. Jake LaRavia ain't going nowhere. Come on, man. White people always
y'all got plenty.
Imagine y'all feel like y'all need to have some DEI hires.
Man. Listen, if you're gonna get rid of one, I need you to bring one in. Like this, the DEI situation, man.
Right.
Nah.
Oh, did Isaiah Hartenstein make history yesterday? Is the highest paid biracial, triracial, quadracial player? Did he make history?
He might have. Like what?
Bro, that contract was crazy, but
I don't know, man. Jason Tatum said, "Hold my beer, man." Isn't Jason Tatum?
We knew that contract was coming, but that's Jason Tatum, man. That's it.
Am I the only person? This is number one too. Isaiah Hartenstein. Am I the only person that thinks that Hartenstein move could very well not work? Like basketball wise.
Yeah, I can see it not working, but
because the best version of their team is when what's the name he's a 5. Like they play 5 out.
But they also, the thing is, you can realize that, and you can switch it. You can switch it up when they need to, but they still need another big man.
If it don't work, bro, you got a $30 million backup center on your bench.
I mean,
he ain't gonna be a backup.
You know what I'm saying? If you like, damn, bro, like having these two bigs ain't really working. I think it will work, but I'm just saying, what if it don't? I don't know.
What did you think? Because let's be frank, like we've hung our hat on Isaiah Hartenstein to the Grizzlies for a minute, right? Like this is the guy that we'd like to get. How much would you have been willing to pay if you were the Grizzlies to get him?
If we had open money?
We had the money. Even then,
man, we would have debated about that all summer. My thing is, bro, I've never been a fan of spending crazy money for a center. Because the thing that we need our center to do, that's not Steven Adams averaged 7 points and 10 rebounds. Right,
you talked about
$25 million. Is that $25 million worth of stuff? No.
Yeah, how long is this contract?
3 years
or 4?
3 years. Okay. 3 years, 89.
I guess they ain't too bad for them. If there was 5 out of it, it would have been a little bit crazy.
Yeah, so I'm down.
It's still a lot.
Which is why you were never. I mean, I never really heard you go all in on Nick Claxton because it was like, man, you know what the market was for Nick Claxton. It was going to be 20 mil. You know what I'm saying? It was
if your team want to pay you that type of money, like, cool, but going out spending that for one of them dudes, I wouldn't be able to do it. Or I was never. I ain't gonna lie, bro. The perfect scenario played out for me in the draft. Like, that you get a guy who you feel like that can be your starting center that can compete on a high level and do what you need him to do, and you got him on a rookie deal, which is basically gonna be the essence of John and them peak. You know what I mean?
For the next 5 years, he's on a rookie deal. What are we talking about?
And speaking of it, bro, the way Zach just being there in person, the way Zach Kleiman said that was like, it felt exactly how we wanted to. That little smirk he had, let me know.
Yeah, that's I got something for y'all there. Yeah. So I'm like I said, and I like it. I don't think because man, I was watching this dude on YouTube that was a Denver Nuggets fan, right? But he's a whole league content creator, right? He was like, bro, what the Grizzlies did now having Zach Edey to pair with Jaren Jackson Jr. That man said, as a Denver Nuggets fan, I'm concerned. Like,
yeah.
I was like, shit. Like, he was like, yeah, bro. Like, he basically said they nullified what we're good at back. I was like, huh? There are people in the league who think, bro, the Grizzlies like broke the league by drafting Zach Edey. There are people who really think that he's going to be a beast in the league for real, like easily hands down rookie of the year type.
But our own fan base is like, nah, man.
Our own fan base. We got to get James Wiseman.
Where's James Wiseman
back?
Give Indiana.
Just in case Edey don't work, let's get James Wiseman.
The hell, man. We all hated on UT Vols fans for doing what they did with Dalton Connect after the draft with the Grizzlies, and I'm like, bro,
I don't even think it's that, man. I just think it's like
fighting ourselves.
I think it's just a fetish to like have a new dude here, or.
I think Chris Ingram said it perfectly. He said, man, we're suffering from transaction porn right now. Like, You know what I'm saying? Where it's like we just need to make transactions for the sake of making transactions.
Because you're seeing these other teams, like you're saying, okay, basically, I guess our fans are forgetting. Basically, our transaction deals, Ja Morant, Marcus Smart, Desmond Bain coming back healthy. Literally,
right.
That's our transaction.
G.G. Jackson coming back for his to this. I consider his rookie year. I consider this year G.G. Jackson's rookie year. All the stuff we got last year was cake. This is
including. Did y'all say Marcus Smart too? Including Marcus Smart.
Yeah, I said
Marcus Smart.
Yeah. That's our offseason. Y'all be all right. I think we're gonna be incredible. And if you're concerned about the Grizzlies, go stack our top 8 to 9 up against every top 8 to 9 in the league. Go look at Denver and show me and tell me that's still the team you think is gonna be a champion.
Perfect example of that, saying Boston just won a championship, right? They top 5, started 5, great. They had Sam Hauser as their top bench guy.
And the other little dude that what's the point? The combo guard.
Peyton Pritchard.
I can't think his name right now. Peyton
Pritchard, yeah.
And he only played like 10 minutes.
But Denver was already looking thin last year. They did not do that
last year.
Last
year.
They
lost KCP. Yeah.
And
they lost KCP.
Yep. And we had this conversation about Denver as far as Michael Porter Jr., right? How Kentavious Caldwell-Pope allows you to start Michael Porter Jr. because you can put he ain't got to be the best defender,
right?
Yeah.
KCP.
Now you got Christian Brown. You got to bring in who's going to go who?
Dog.
Right.
They're gonna have to do something, man. They're gonna have to do something. You these teams worry about our fans worry about what we doing, man. What are the champs doing?
Literally, we're fine.
Yeah. I will say. OKC has done a good job this offseason. Their roster looks a lot better.
Yeah.
Getting Isaiah Hartenstein and getting Alex Caruso, that's good.
But they haven't done that. But they haven't done anything that makes me scared as a Grizzly fan. Like I'm not scared to match up against them. Yeah, it's like I'm not saying they can't beat us, but it's like,
hey, bro, I know you've seen the Avengers movies when they say, and we got a Hulk, and then the Hulk popped out. We got a Hulk too, bro. I'm gonna tell you, bro. I'm hearing people that I trust that I've been talking to who say stuff like, bro, Zach Edey might come into the league like as a force, like as a top 20 bigs in the league looking dude day one type stuff. Like for real, because he's 7'5", 300 pounds, bro. If he's any kind of good, who's gonna physically overwhelm him in the league?
Hey, this is how much you can't stand OKC. We took a whole Isaiah Hartenstein segment and talked about the Grizzlies and Zach Edey.
Right.
But they're going
his weird DJ ass gonna fit right in with the weirdo.
We're gonna see.
They're gonna be good though. They're gonna be good.
We're gonna see them.
Bust their ass. They're gonna be good, bro. We're gonna bust their ass. They're gonna 73-piece some tricks again.
I don't know about it.
No, man.
Some folks sleep and trying to run us like that too, bro.
They're trying to.
They're trying to, man. Someone said, I saw somebody on Twitter say the West still runs through OKC. I'm like, y'all won one play. What? Like
they did what we did. They went to the second round. They did exactly what we did.
Move on. Man, Hartenstein used to be black, man. Give me your black card back, man. Snatching your shit.
You snatched it. Oh man, Isaiah,
you in the Bible Belt, man. Get your white man. Get out of here.
Here's your white card.
White card, man. Get out of here, man. How you gonna leave New York, son? How you gonna leave New York, son?
Hey, he had to get paid, man.
Hey, we need to talk to your guy. We need to bring your guy back on from New York. Yeah, we need to bring him back on and see how he feels about Isaiah Hartenstein now. Yeah, you left New York, son.
and his blackness is hard work, man. Take my ass to the Thunder. Take my ass to Oklahoma City. It was cool when they didn't know it. People trying to give me a black job. I'm gonna take my ass back to Oklahoma City, goddamn.
Oh boy.
Oh man, we're gonna talk some U of M stuff right now, man. U of M news. Number one under that, man. Caleb Mills, unfortunately, his waiver request for the NCAA was denied. Kenny Stubblefield.
Yeah.
Sad day, man.
Is it? I mean, it's not surprising. I mean, I don't think anybody. I'll say this. I got a phone call from multiple people today after it was announced saying that there's not a single person in that entire facility that thought he was going to get his waiver.
But why though? Like, did he? I mean, the dudes have been coming back for other stuff. Like, why
he already played 5 years.
Yeah, he's already played all of his eligibility. He tried to use. So what he did was if you know his history, he was at Houston originally, right, for 2 years. He was freshman of the year in the AAC for Houston, was a baller for Houston. Second year, come back his sophomore year, he plays like 4 games, injures his ankle, and then leaves the team and leaves the team for the rest of the year. Comes back, transfers to Florida State and plays 2 years at Florida State. Then he played a year at Memphis, right? So that's 5 years. He's coming back now and saying that second year that I left after 4 games, I hurt my ankle, yes, but it was really for mental health stuff. So he was trying to put in a waiver request for that second year for mental health waiver. And he had already played 3 other years after that. And it's like, you've already exhausted all your eligibility. Like if you had asked for that, 3 years ago, maybe, but your eligibility is done at this point. I don't think anybody's surprised. I think most people were more surprised that Penny even mentioned it in the Marcus Taylor interview that he did that, but that they requested a waiver. But I don't think anybody thought it was for real going to happen.
Yeah. Also in Tiger news, James Wiseman, of course, signed the deal with Indiana Pacers today. Just gonna run through these real quick. Good for him. He's good to see that he's somebody else is taking a chance on him. Had some Grizzly fans had interest in him as well. We had to sign James Wiseman. I would have made myself get excited about it, but I don't really have an opinion one way or another.
I think that's a good fit for him too. I think Indy, because the way they run the offense, that plays with his style perfectly as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. James Wiseman, one of 6 centers, I believe, the Pacers have on their roster, man. Yeah. They could go 5 deep at the 5. I don't understand why they would want him, considering the guys they already have. But
they brought back Jaylen Smith.
No, Jaylen's and he just went to.
So you're replacing him basically.
Oh no, where did he go?
He just announced yesterday. Where did Jaylen Smith go?
Was it Orlando?
No,
Orlando got Dallas centers too.
Yeah, they do.
Nice.
The battle of the centers for sure. Also,
Chicago.
The Bulls. He went to Chicago.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. Chicago. Because people wondered, because now Vucci Man is on the block. Yeah. Also, in University of Memphis news, we'll get to the Ed Scott thing, but former Tigers, my boy, the most the most hated favorite player in the I'm gonna say hated, but no good player in the University of Memphis aggravated me, annoyed me as much as this brother here, David Jones. He's going to be playing for the Philadelphia 76ers Summer League. What's my boy? Tomlin, Naquan Tomlin. He's going to be playing for Cleveland. And somebody else from the University of Memphis is going on somebody's Summer League team. Something.
Well, I guess DJ Jeffries, but that's far this way.
Oh, yeah, DJ Jeffries is going to be on the Grizzlies Summer League team. Yeah, that's the one. That's the one. So that's it as far as that goes. Also, in University of Memphis news, big press conference from my man Ed Scott. Kenny, if you ever had any concerns, Kenny, tell all them rooted poots. Tell all your people, man.
I already put it out. I already put it out there, man. Hey, man, let him go. Hey, man, the man's gonna be just fine.
He's a soul brother. He's a jive turkey, I think.
Yeah.
It's over. It's over. Penny got him. Penny got to him.
Also, Boogie.
Do I?
Go ahead, bro.
I'm about to say also Boogie Ellis signed with Sacramento.
That's right.
Who?
Boogie Ellis.
He played for Memphis for 2 years.
Remember with DJ Jeffries.
2019, 2020.
Boogie Ellis's biggest accomplishment in college basketball may just very well be the meme that was used to minimize Bronny James. Because all the memes are like, oh, look at what this dude, look at what his teammate was doing. And it's Boogie Ellis. That's right. He's like, all right. Now I'm a Bronny James meme. Congrats to me. All right. Which leads me to number 3. We got to talk about it, gentlemen. Bronny James. Last time I talked about this is probably on the Sain Asylum podcast. I don't know what I was talking about this on. But I talked about this twice this weekend. I did it with Gabe. I did it with the Sain Asylum crew. My thing with the whole nepotism thing is, yes, this is nepotism. No, I don't care. I'm happy about it. I'm glad to see that LeBron can flex this kind of muscle. I had that type of message that I've been saying for everywhere I've gone, Kenny. And I had that spill ready to even talk about today, right? And I was like, well, you know, the worst thing, well, the most that can happen, in my opinion, is probably the Lakers going to put him on Exhibit 10. He goes to camp. They'll cut him. He'll be playing for the Lakers, you know, G League team. And they'll just go through a series of signing him, cutting him, kind of like, what's my boy name? Jacob Gilliard, right? Yeah. I was like, okay, that's all they'll do. They may give him a two-way. I think the most they would do is give him a two-way.
Nah, bro. They said hold my beer.
They signed to a 2-year, fully guaranteed contract in the NBA.
They missed out Klay Thompson and said, "Hey, we got to do something else."
So he's not going to be a two-way guy. He's going to be a fully guaranteed
NBA. Fully guaranteed contract, bro.
Just gotta put it in a rotation.
I am laughing at their funeral, bro. The Lakers are. I don't feel any sympathy for y'all.
Hey,
no.
Bro. LeBron don't like D'Angelo Russell either, bro. So
that man is on their 15-man roster, bro.
You know he gonna play. He playing.
Damn.
He gonna get some playing time. It might get a clock.
All right, let me ask you this.
Listen, don't get it twisted. Shout out to fatherhood. I'm down for this whole thing. I'm down for LeBron being able to flex his muscle and get his kid drafted. But I thought this all y'all did. Shit, I didn't know y'all actually was going to sign this kid. I just thought I was going around saying the most they've done is he's getting his name called. I was like, they're not going to sign him to a contract, so it's nothing to worry about. Good God. Hold my beer for real.
I have to get more minutes than Dr. Connect.
The Lakers are a joke, man. I'm telling you.
I don't feel sorry for him. I do not feel sorry. Right. I'm laughing at their funeral. LeBron was talking about I'll take a pay cut, and they couldn't even get Jonas Valanciunas. They could.
They were trying. He said he was gonna take a pay cut to try to get. Was it Paul? No, was it Clay? It was Clay.
It was Clay. Yeah.
Man, it's the dude. Yeah, Klay Thompson. It's the dude on the radio, ESPN radio. I don't know what the show that comes on before the national show that comes on before Jeff Calkins comes on. He's like,
I know you're talking about. Yeah,
he's like an open Lakers fan. Right? Yeah, he's like an open Lakers fan, right? He's like, yeah, man, and, you know, this and it. Bro, then other guy comes in like, bro, but Joe Guy is the one that did this. He's the one who wanted Russell Westbrook, and this is the results of it. Having Austin Reeves and what's my boy Rui Hachimura, those type of dudes. Like that's the result of LeBron. Like these are LeBron's children, right? So it's like, man, your boy set this up, and now y'all are banking again on a 40-year-old man and his son. The fact that he's even old enough to have a son in the league should tell you don't spend money on him like that. You know what I mean? It's all so wild and so weird, man. But Bronny James, like I said, 2-year fully guaranteed deal. I don't even know if Jaylen Wells getting there.
Wild.
It's crazy, man. It's absolutely crazy. Like I said, I'm not knocking the whole thing. Yes, it's nepotism. No, I don't give a damn. I'm excited to see LeBron playing with his kid. That is awesome to me. I'm down for that. I don't really care, but especially if it's at the Lakers' expense. And if y'all want to do that, thumbs up to y'all, guys. Cool. Now, if Jaren Jackson Jr. wants to come play for the Grizzlies, please, because I'm sure Jaren's going to be a multiple-time NBA champion with the Memphis Grizzlies. If Jaren Jackson Jr. wants to play for the Grizzlies, we're not doing this. We're not doing this at all. Now if y'all want to get Kari playing for the Nashville, whatever WNBA team, but hey, I'm down for that too. But I'm just saying. If Gigi Jackson Jr. Gigi's Jr., right? Yeah. Surely his dad is naming Gregory out of nothing. So yeah.
How would you feel if the Grizzlies announced that T and D-Tap got contracts with the Grizzlies doing something front office?
That was a trainer, and John Daddy was like a liaison or something like that. Hey, I could get with it.
Keeping them out of trouble.
Yeah. Keep my guy busy, man. Black man working, man, for real.
All right.
Keep a black man working. I'm down for it for sure. And speaking of a black man working, man, Jaylen Wells was a second-round pick of the Memphis Grizzlies. His family here on the Anthony Sain Show. Gonna have a great interview with him. I'm sure. I'm excited for it, Kenny. I'm excited for sure. And when we're done with that, when we come back, it'll be the 3-point, not the 3-point. Be inside the Sain brain here on Anthony Sain Show. We'll see you guys in a minute.
What do we need? You know, like, because I'm, you know, like I'm looking, I like Edey more and more as every day goes on. He's not playing in the Olympics. He's just going to be playing Summer League, which is what you want to hear. Like, the dude is saying, I texted you this last night. This dude is saying all the right things.
Yep.
And
absolutely
it doesn't seem bravado either. This dude just seems like a tough SOB and wants to play basketball.
That's it. Yeah. And is really humbled by the opportunity that he has in front of him to play for an NBA franchise and is doing all the right things, saying all the right things. I agree, man. Like, he kind of solves a lot of the issues we have from a big perspective, because like now we've got a big rock, we got a big center we can play with. We can still run. Jaren's still going to get minutes at the 5. Exactly. Jaren's still going to get minutes at 5. We got BC coming off the bench. If Santi stays, he could be in extreme, circumstances a small 5 for us.
Tune into The Daily Grind with your host, Luke Hatmaker, every Monday through Friday at 7:30 a.m. live on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
I brought up Ryan Silverfield in like this arrogant way. Like he's becoming a little more arrogant, but it's in a positive manner. He's like talking up the players, talking up the program. Let's go. I think there's a negative arrogance about what Penny said in this quote. He said, quote, "I feel like if I leave," talking about leaving the University of Memphis, "it's going to go down hard." He thinks he is the key to success here at the University of Memphis. If I'm reading that quote correctly, quite frankly, if I leave, this thing's going to shit. I got to say, that is not only is it incorrect, I think it's arrogant as hell.
To me, it's just a really strange comment. Kind of like you're getting at, maybe if Memphis is a national championship contender, if Memphis is, made it to multiple Sweet 16, then that comment makes sense. Then he's probably right in that sentiment. Right. But
you've won one NCAA tournament game in 6 years,
right?
But no offense.
Tune into On the Bluff with Christian Fowler and Gabe Kuhn every Tuesday at 12 p.m. on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
All right, y'all. Welcome back to the Anthony Sain Show. I have a very special guest. I've never had this type of guest before in the history of the show. Not only do I have a incoming Memphis Grizzlies rookie, but I have members of his immediate family here today. I'm super excited about this. The Wells family, featuring Jaylen Wells, Memphis Grizzlies draft pick out of Washington State, rookie. We expect a big.
Thank you.
Man, it's so good to have you guys on. If you don't mind, brother, I'm gonna get your daddy out of the way, because me and Pops, we talked on the phone already. Mr. Wells, I'm a father, right? And my son, he's starting his first year of tackle football this year, right? So I'm nervous, I'm excited, I'm anxious. What's it like for you to hear your son's name called in the draft last week?
Kind of more just a relief. We knew it was coming.
Yeah.
So all this work, all the time, getting them to all the places he need to go, get him into the schools, talking to the different coaches, and making sure he's in the right place. And finally seeing that everything paid off. It was a kind of like a relief, a big relief.
Big relief. I got you. I hope I can be in your shoes one day, Mr. Wells, and see my son's name called in the NFL draft or somebody's draft. Like you said, it starts when they're young. And I know Jaylen's a young man who went through the AAU circuits. You posted pictures of him as a young child playing back then. When he was playing back then, did you see a NBA player that you see now sitting beside you?
Oh yeah, it's the work ethic was already there. Mm-hmm. We would do drills, we would run, do push-ups, sit-ups, and I come with all kinds of stuff to just get your heart going. But he was able to keep up with everything, and I said, I think maybe this guy's got something. And then instantly he just became a star at everything he put his hands on. So.
Well, Jaylen, with you coming in this year, you'll be a rookie on this Grizzlies team. What are you most looking forward to as far as being a part of the team?
Really just excited to learn, from the vets, learn from the players that's been on the team. I think I just have a lot to learn just being a professional. There's a lot of more, like, for example, there's a lot more creative ways to score that I see NBA players doing that you don't really see much in college. So, just being able to learn and play with bigger and stronger players every day. That's what I'm really looking forward to.
Is there anything with the Memphis Grizzlies that you heard before you came here that have you excited about this particular team that you're going to?
I heard they call it the underdog city. Something that I feel like I've kind of been throughout my career as the underdog. So something definitely that I want to embrace.
I definitely that's definitely true. We are underground. We are underdog city. We are a team that a city that kind of feels like, you know, we've been left out and all those type of things, overlooked. So yeah, if that's your energy, man, you'll definitely fit in here for sure. What was it like for you, Mom, Deanna? I'm sorry, Keisha. What was it like for you when you saw your son's name called on draft night?
It was so surreal. It's an unbelievable feeling. I was just so excited for him. I was speechless. I didn't know what to think. It was a process, and we got through it.
I'm sure it was awesome for you guys for sure. And I said Deanna earlier. This actually your little cousin who's on the screen. Deanna, the littlest of the bunch who's on the screen. What was it like seeing your big cousin get drafted to the NBA draft? Hey, that says enough for sure, for sure. I'm gonna go back to Jaylen on this one. Your dad talked about the journey. He's talked about the journey you were on and seeing you develop and all those type of things. When you were there ever times where you felt like, okay, I'm better than how people are viewing me? How did you get through those tough times, like you said, when you felt like you were getting counted out?
Honestly, I feel like I definitely was in those moments, but I never really had a negative view. You know, I always stayed positive and just kept working. You know, my dad always told me that, you know, if you're good enough, they'll find you wherever you are. So you don't have to be on that big AAU circuit, or, you know, I wasn't playing Division I coming out of high school or have all those offers. So I just knew that, you know, if I keep putting the work in and if I'm good enough, they'll find me.
What are some of your goals for this particular season, your rookie year? You're still, you know, you haven't even got your contract stuff situated. You don't really know what your role is going to be on the team, but what are some of your individual goals that you have for this season?
I won't even say anything specific. Obviously, coming here to win, want to win as many games as possible, but really just maximize my role, whatever that role is. Like you said, I don't really know what that is yet, but just being able to maximize my role, whether it's, you know, just being that practice guy is getting everyone better, or coming in, you know, giving good hard minutes, giving energy, playing defense, knocking down shots, whatever it is, just being able to maximize my role.
Who is Jaylen Wells off the court? Like, what do you like to do for fun, music? What are some of your interests, hidden talents maybe? What are some things that people in Memphis may be interested to know about you, Jaylen?
Hidden talent. I actually used to do competitive gymnastics when I was younger.
Wow.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know that. But I also got this thing called Sleep Nation that me and my high school friend made. It was for players that are being overlooked. So it's kind of like being slept on, was Sleep Nation. So we would do like open runs, record the open runs, and then make little highlight films for them, just like and send it to like colleges or wherever they want to do with it. So that's something that since I've been in college, it kind of slowed down just because we've been so busy. But now that I have a little bit more time, definitely want to get back to that.
What about music? Who are some of your favorite artists?
Rod Wave, A Boogie, and Drake.
I got you for sure. I'm sure you heard about Memphis food, things like that. I know you were here for the press conference, but you got right back out of town. I'm not sure when you'll be back. As far as Memphis food, what have you heard and what are you most looking forward to?
I heard that really good barbecue. I heard, what's it called? Gus.
Yeah, good stuff. Gus's fried chicken, yes, sir.
I heard about that. Yeah, that's about it.
Well, I'm going to give you a couple more things. We're definitely known for barbecue. Gus's fried chicken, that's one of our things as well. Check out Uncle Lou's fried chicken. It's good stuff as well. Wing Guru wings is good stuff as well. You really can't go wrong with barbecue. You can go wrong. Hit me up after the show. I'll tell you where you can go wrong. I don't want to put nobody out there like that, but hit me up and I'll tell you where you can go wrong for sure. What is some of your long-term goals off the court? Like, once your career is over, what do you plan to do?
Yeah, I mean, kind of like what I mentioned before, the Sleep Nation thing. I want to make that bigger, kind of just make it a community. Just being able to highlight players that are being overlooked. So, you know, not always looking at the 5 stars and highlighting them, but the guys that are maybe don't have the resources to be put in the light like that. So that's kind of what I want to do, is just, since it kind of relates to my story, just being able to help those guys and kind of guide them in the right path to get to the same spot that I am.
from what you're saying, it sounds like you probably have a heart for young people as well. Memphis is definitely a city that has a lot of opportunities for growth as far as, mentorship and just giving young people different opportunities. Is that something that you're passionate about?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, sounds good. Well, we'll definitely there'll definitely be room for you, brother. That's what you're trying to do. Long-term goals in the NBA. We talked about your short-term goals. What would be the perfect career for Jaylen Wells?
Championships. Obviously, the individual awards will probably come with that, but most importantly, just winning championships. I think that's one of the greatest achievements for a basketball player, just winning an NBA championship.
Jaylen, we had Father's Day not too long ago, and there have been several discussions about the impact of fathers, especially in the Black community. What is it like for you to have your dad in your life, who we know is your number one fan? I went on his Twitter the other day. I was like, yeah, this is a dad who really loves his son. Like I could literally see that this is real. Like some people, they might post some kind of fake video, so I can tell that this is a dad that was in your life from day one, encouraging you, like little kid games, AAU games, all that. How much of an impact has your father and even your mother been in your life?
Yeah, I think both of them, they allowed me to be independent growing up.
Mm-hmm.
They weren't always into my phone or things like that. So it just allowed me to kind of grow and mature on my own. And then they always gave me the resources to achieve my dream. Growing up, just having two parents that love me helped me get to this spot.
When you we saw that you were drafted by the Grizzlies, we know that part. Was there any interaction between you and the Grizzlies organization before the draft, and what was that like? Like any workouts, interviews? What were some of your thoughts? Like, if there were, what were your thoughts about this team before you got here?
Yeah, I had a pre-draft workout there. It went pretty well. I like the city, so I was definitely happy to be in Memphis. That was really it. That was one contact I had with the organization, but I was here in second grade for nationals.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay.
That was only other time I was in Memphis.
In what grade? You said seventh grade?
Second grade.
Second grade. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I got you. So you talked about, I've seen stories where you said you feel like you've got more to offer than just your 3-point shooting. Now, don't get it wrong. If all you did was hit threes for this team, we would be madly in love with you. Don't get it twisted. But what more do you think you can bring to this team other than your elite level 3-point shooting?
I think I offer versatility with the way I can dribble. I feel like I'm able to get to the basket, shoot that mid-range shot. I think I have the capability to be a really good defender, especially just being in the Memphis program and being able to get stronger and bigger and quicker. Definitely have a lot more in my potential to grow into. So I feel like I can be a 3-level scorer and a good defender.
All right, I'm gonna wrap it up. I just want to get final comments from everybody in the family. I'm gonna let my girl Deanna sit this one down. I think she's giving us enough already. I think she's giving us enough. But everybody, I'm gonna start off with Mom. Give us one quick thing that you would say that Memphis should expect from your son.
A hard worker, shooter.
I'll take it. Mr. Wells.
Wins. He's gonna bring you wins. It's all about wins for him.
And Jaylen, for you, sir.
Just a good person on and off the court. Try to do the right thing.
We will take it. We will take all that and more. And I expect all that and more from my man, Jaylen Wells. Thank you so much, family, for coming out and joining him. You guys did this on very short notice. We appreciate y'all. Hope to see you guys more. You guys just seem like an awesome family and an awesome addition to this city and this team, man. I'm excited to have you guys be a part of what we're trying to do here with the Memphis Grizzlies. I'm talking like I got some ownership or something. I'm just a dude talking on the internet. But yeah, I appreciate you guys, man, for sure. You guys have a great day. We're about to take a break. When we come back. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I just said good luck with your son.
Oh, thank you, man. Hey, I'm nervous, man. I'm nervous as it gets, man. Like, I co-parent with his mom, and when I can't make practice, she'll send me videos and stuff, and I'm like, man, it's amazing just to see. Yeah, yeah. He's out there.
All the decisions you got to make.
Yeah.
All them decisions, they're going to be hard, but good.
Yeah, man, I'm down for it. But bless you guys again, man. Thank y'all for coming on. Jaylen, we wish you the best, man. For sure.
Thank you.
All right, we're about to take a break. When we come back, It's going to be more to Anthony Sain show. We'll see you guys in a minute.
I think people knew, at least towards the end of the year, Penny mentioned his mom being sick and battling throat cancer, I think it was, and different things, but like he really opened up about it. I don't know that anybody knew about his mom having a stroke mid-season, leaves a shoot around, goes home to find his mom on the floor, and then had to basically leave her to still go coach a game.
It's crazy.
Like I can't, it puts things into perspective. It's just like, some things are more important than basketball. And so, yeah, to your point of him being distracted or focused on taking care of or the health of his mother, like totally understandable. So no wonder a part of him probably feels personally attacked. I think if that had been out, and I'm not saying he should have put that out, like totally
no,
it's family,
absolutely not.
Privacy, whatever. I'm just saying, had it been out and people known that, I think he would have been given a lot more slack for what had occurred during the season.
Tune in to Tigers Untapped with TJ Willis and Trey Lasley every Wednesday at 3 p.m. on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
And it's the reason why I believe that they just went positional need. They went team need with Zach Edey. And it ended up being controversial, but only because it was the 9th pick. If they would have made that pick at 14 and traded back and took Edey, it would not be controversial. But it's controversial because you took it at 9. And it's only controversial because nobody mocked it there, and that's all we look at is mock drafts. But they went positional need. They needed a center. They loved Edey. They got Edey at 9. They just took him. It was just sometimes it's just as simple as that. Yeah. So, but what that allows them to, I think it's a vote of confidence in Brandon Clark too.
Yeah. Tune in to the $2 Sports Show with Rusty Witten and Drew Gann every Friday at 3 p.m. only on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
All right, y'all. Welcome back to the Sain Show. Ken, that was just a great interview, man. Great moment. Just a sweet family, man.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
The Wells family. Shout out to y'all. Thank y'all once again for coming on. I'm excited about that kid, man. I think he can play basketball for sure. Like he was acting like, well, I can shoot, but not. You can start right there, bro. If you can't do it, that's all you can do, man.
That's what we need. Yeah, that's what we need. It's interesting with him. Like one of the things that I love about shooters is when you see repetition in every one of their shots. Their shots look the same every single time. And you look at Jaylen and his highlight package, like every shot, no matter if it's off the dribble, going left, going right, spot up, whatever it may be, this man's jumper is clean, man. Every time it's right here, every time. It reminds me a lot of Mike Miller, to be honest with you. Now, am I saying he's a good of a shooter as Mike Miller? No, but I'm just saying, in terms of size and in terms
the last thing y'all said there was Jake LaRavia. Now let's get it, brother. Hey, can he just be Isaiah Joe? I just need him to be Isaiah Joe.
Listen, but for real, is that not a good comp for? Is that not what we would need from a guy like Jaylen Wells? Is an Isaiah Joe type of player? 100%. And
that's something Oklahoma City has done well, just identifying guys who have a skill. They're not. They don't have to be just go over here and do this, and you're good enough to be on our team. Yeah, and I think that's definitely something they've nailed on, and I hope we're doing the same thing with Jaylen Wells. But it's time for Inside the Same Brain, where we talk about stuff that's been on the brother mind, Kenny Stubblefield. Last year, we talked about, can't remember what we were watching. Maybe it was the Super Bowl. Maybe the Super Bowl, really? Yeah, the Super Bowl. And it was commercials they showed for movies that were coming out.
Oh, yeah.
And I think it was 3 of them that we saw, but I know 2 for sure that stood out to me, Kenny Stubblefield, were the remake or the next edition of the Planet of the Apes movies, which was Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, and also A Quiet Place Day 1. 2 movies I was super excited to go see. And I've seen both of them, Kenny. And I come to talk about those today. There's certain movies that I like to see in the movie theater only, right?
Right.
And those, that's what I do. And I know that the whole movie industry has changed. We'll probably talk about that as well. But Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes is one of those movies I want to see in the movie theater. I feel like I had to pay homage to one of my favorite, film series of all time. But with that being said, Kenny, I have a bootleg app on my TV. And one day I saw it on the screen. And I got a call from my brother the day before, Kenny Stubblefield, and he said, "Look, bro, Man, that player A's already on the stick, bro. You either gotta go to the movie. I said, James, why you telling me that? Because you know I want to see these type of movies. Oh man, screw all that. That's just good. This is a good copy. So I cut it on. It's a good copy, Kenny. That's shit. So I tested it just to see the quality of it, right? So they got me, Kenny. I watched.
You ended up watching the whole thing.
Yeah. Somebody walked across the screen, and I heard somebody chewing food, but it looked good, sounded good. I couldn't get the subtitles wasn't right, so some, but it was. I'll give a quick review on it. It's gonna be a spoiler-free review, because this is jumping into the future. It's not picking up where the last movie left off. It's jumping way into the future. It was cool. Yeah, it wasn't as streamlined as the other movies are. You kind of really had to lock in and pay attention to what was going on. But I won't spoil the end of it.
Do you need to watch the other ones first to keep up?
Oh yeah. You ain't never seen none of them?
No, I just haven't.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I didn't see the other ones. I hadn't seen the other ones.
Well, it's a whole new story.
Not the ones Steven Dilson, the old ones, but not the new ones.
Oh no, you talking about in the recent since Rise of the Planet Apes?
Yeah,
right,
the recent, right.
You probably would need to see that to wonder why apes are talking and shit. So yeah, that would probably make some sense.
Because I didn't understand. It was good, but
right. It was good, but I didn't understand why the apes were talking. Who is Caesar?
Who is Caesar? Why is he talking?
Right.
What's going on?
But one thing I will say is that this movie tells a tale that is as old as time, and that is,
oh God.
Just watch people, man. Like just watch. The people ain't shit, bro. Just basically, you know what I mean. I don't want to spoil the movie, but just people ain't shit at the end of the day, bro. Yeah. But and that could be. Yeah, let me leave that alone. Let me move on.
That was about to go real left, I think.
Yeah, it's about to go left, right. Yeah. There's a reason why those movies are one of my favorite series too. But a lot of hidden symbolism in Planet of the Apes. But the second movie I want to talk about, A Quiet Place. So let me give Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes a review. I give it a 7.5 out of 10. But I got to go back and watch a legit copy before I give you. that rating is still pending, Kenny. And
all right. I got you.
A Quiet Place, real quick. It's a movie about these aliens that come to Earth, right? And people we don't. After 3 movies, we still don't know why these aliens are here. Like we don't know if they're here to eat or they're here to just take over. Because they be killing shit, but just don't be eating shit. They just be killing people. Like so, we don't know why they're here, right? So these aliens come to Earth and they don't have eyes. They can't see. Their only understanding of where you are is based off of sound. And when you make a loud sound, they chase the sound and they kill you. So you have to be quiet to avoid death from these monsters, right? They can walk right up in your face and they don't see you. You got to be making a sound. So the part 3 comes out, which is actually not part 3, is actually day 1, which means Kenneth Stubblefield, Parish Sharkey. It's a prequel.
Right.
This movie was absolute rubbish to me, Kenneth Stubblefield. This is the first movie I went to the movie theater to see and was like, I can't believe I paid $15 to see this trash. Like,
oh no.
It was bad. Like it was the first 2 movies took place. Have y'all seen the first 2?
Oh yeah. All
yeah.
Right.
Well, I saw the first one. I hadn't seen the second one.
Right.
But yeah.
First 2 movies took place in the country, like in the small town, right?
Right.
This one took place in busy New York City. So it was like, oh, it's gonna be crazy, right? It's gonna be crazy. I'm not gonna spoil this movie either. But there's a scene where they use the cheapest explanation of shit ever. Like the one of the characters in the show gets knocked unconscious, and when they come to, everybody around knows they need to be quiet to avoid these monsters now. So they just kind of glazed over and jumped over. Okay, how did y'all learn all that this fast? And then when she came to, helicopters were flying over, telling people you got to be quiet. They can't swim. Just basically all the gremlin rules to these damn monsters. Like I was like, bro, that's the most garbage way ever to explain. I was like, bro, what? Bro, that was bad.
Was John Krasinski in this movie?
No, he wasn't. He wasn't. I don't even think he had nothing. He couldn't have had nothing to do with this joint. I want to say that they're making a part 3, but that's his movie. This movie might have been made by somebody else.
Yeah,
but I've never. I was like, bro, this shit here was some trash, bro. For real.
No way.
So there it is, man. That's your Anthony Sain movie reviews. And the moral of the story is, man, the movie industry is hurting. It's hurting Kenny Stubblefield. Like I have no desire to go to the movie theater, and I want to go see Bad Boys 3 too. That was good as hell. Bad Boys 4, I mean, that shit was good as hell. And I have a confession as we close the show, Kenny Stubblefield.
Nah, don't say it.
You can talk about my black card if you want. I had never seen any of the other.
You should have kept this to yourself. Should have kept this to yourself, man.
Bad Boys before?
He told me that. I was going.
Don't really know why I ain't never seen.
Hey man, Parish is.
I can't really tell you why I ain't never seen.
Parish was a real one, man. He said he was gonna hold that. He was gonna hold that. He wasn't gonna tell everybody.
That's the reason why I went, man. It's like it's too many people. Man, it's a movie of the summer, man. I saw my boy. What's my boy name on Twitter? Crap, man. Why I can't remember names, bro. Not Dez.
Amazing.
Yo, guy that you do your podcast with.
Which one? Took, Tev, Savage.
Savage, yeah. Savage was like, yeah, man, this is a movie or something. I'm like, for real? So I want to go see that joint because I don't want to miss on this black excellence, bro. It's two of the GOATs. This Martin Lawrence and Will Smith, man, two of the GOATs. So I want to go see.
Seen all the Quiet Places, but ain't seen none of the Bad Boys.
Right.
Man.
I need you to watch them expeditiously.
Expeditiously, bro.
I tried, man. When I cut off, that shit was looking old. I was like, man, this is like the 90s, early 90s.
It was the 90s.
It was the 90s.
Well, the first one was
all young and skinny and shit. Will Smith was like 25 when he made that movie. For real, it was like he was like fresh off was like still doing Fresh Prince of Bel-Air when he made that movie.
And Martin was still Martin. That was literally in their prime.
Yeah.
Man saw all the Fast and Furiouses, but ain't seen the Bad Boys, man. What's going on? We got to have a conversation, bro.
Right, real talk.
I've seen them. I've seen them, Anthony. Come on, man.
Hey, I know Kenny clipping this part out.
Yeah, man.
I'll tell you what, man. We will not have a show Friday for the 4th of July. For Thursday or Friday, we're gonna take that whole weekend. So we will not be. You won't see a show Friday, Thursday or Friday. So I'll take that time, Kenny Stubblefield, to catch up on some black movies.
That's your homework. That's your homework,
right,
man.
I ain't never seen Harlem Nights either, or New Jack City. All right, that's it.
What is going Parish?
As I celebrate our Independence Day.
What else have you not seen? We need to do that. All right.
We did it.
We need to come to Jesus meeting, man. Like, what else have you not seen?
Oh no, bro. I'll let you know.
Have you seen
Parish Sharkey.
Have you seen Roots?
As we celebrate our Independence Day.
Lean on me.
Lean on me.
Lean on me. Juice.
Juice. Hold on, that's Tupac. Yeah, I seen that.
Yeah. Okay, I was saying just our name.
Yeah,
Boys in the Hood.
You know, I use that GIF all the time. Like whenever similar players come to our team, I put so and so comes into the locker room.
Yeah,
I use that meme.
Close the locker.
What's the other movie that came out around that time that I have not seen? It wasn't Juice. Damn.
Boys in the Hood. Boys in the Hood came out a little early.
Boys in the Hood seen it a million times. Yeah, South Central. Seen that.
Menace to Society.
Seen that. Yeah. Hey, have you heard the theory that when people said that the O-Dog wasn't real in that movie? O-Dog was inside Kane's mind. You heard that theory?
Mm-mm. Look
that shit up on YouTube, bro.
It's interesting.
Yeah, it say that if you look at the movie a certain way through a certain eye, you'll realize that O-Dog wasn't real. that was Kane's alter ego, like it was a person in his head.
Wow.
It was the bad side of.
I can see that actually. Now that you mention it.
Yeah. But yeah, man, we about to slide about this joint, man. I hope you guys enjoy your 4th of July holiday, man. We'll give me some barbecue. Going to, man, I got a 5 weekend. You know, black people, we make it's too close to, it's too far from the weekend not to celebrate twice. You know what I mean? So
yes.
We got the 4th of July joint on Thursday. Then we coming right back. My cousin got the fish fry out in the country on Saturday. So we're gonna celebrate big for sure, man. But you guys have a good 4th of July weekend. We will not have a show come on Friday, and we'll see you guys Monday. Monday is gonna be Summer League, and we'll see you guys next week on Wednesday for more of the Anthony Sain Show. And of course, thank you again to Jaylen Wells, his family, for coming on today. Great interview with those guys. Man, I'm pulling for that kid, man. Just like a good wholesome kid, man. Yep. He said I'm gonna be good on the court, off the court. My guy, man, I hear you, bro. I'm with it for sure, man. I'm with it. But I tell you what, we'll see you guys next week for more of the Anthony Sain Show, and we out.
Thank you for listening to the Anthony Sain Show. If you enjoyed this episode, leave a rating and a review wherever you download your podcasts. Also, like and subscribe to Bluff City Media's YouTube page. For comprehensive coverage of Memphis sports, head over to www.bluffcitymedia.co and find out how you can become an insider. We will see you back here next week.